Hi, it's Talking Reds. I'm Josh Sexton. I'm joined by Andy Heaton today. First one of these we've done in a while, I think it is, Andy. It's Thursday, November 14th.
Yeah, they took me off Naby Tuesday and stuck me on Sexton.
Took you on Sound Lad Thursdays.
Well, you might say that.
Sad that you and Kev Walsh were ruling the roost too much, I think, so they put Kev Walsh on McCarra instead.
Well, you know, what I say about lads from Bootle and that. Unreal. Two even bigger knobheads.
Well, obviously international break at the moment. There's been a bit of moody news which has come out this week with obviously the Gomez and Stern stuff. So I wanted to make it a little bit sort of happier this week. And I've seen some quotes kicking around from This Is Anfield, things that James Milner's been saying about Steven Gerrard, which are nice. He calls him the best player he's seen. Obviously played with him at England and played against him while he was at Liverpool as well. And he says, as an all-round player, he's probably the best I've seen. He could do everything, both feet, score goals, defend, tackle, get about the field and lead by example. And it's funny because as I was reading that, I was going, Milner can do that, Milner can do that, Milner can do that. And I think it's quite interesting really that when you never want to sort of compare players from the past with the ones you've got now, but Milner sort of has a load of the attributes which Gerrard did, doesn't he, for this Liverpool team?
Yeah, I think he's got a broad skill set. I think what you could always pitch the argument that Gerrard was maybe the cheat code version of Milner.
Yeah.
Or maybe vice versa, covered different eras and stuff. But I think what's interesting with Milner is you often hear this from lads who've played with a certain player. I don't ever think Milner, apart from England maybe a few times, has actually played with Gerrard. It would have been more in opposition.
Yeah.
And I always find it gives it a little bit more credibility. And I think, you know, we've interviewed James ourselves, and he's not likely just to give a compliment for the sake of it. He's very, very straight. But I mean, it wouldn't be the first time like an ex-pro, even ones with no association to Liverpool, have lauded Gerrard. And rightly so, and I think he's possibly the last of his type of midfielder that you'll see, because I don't think you'll ever see anyone that good again. So what I'm trying to say is, Josh, is if a young Steven Gerrard broke in now, like you cryogenically frozen 22-year-old Steven Gerrard, and people say the game's changed, but I think he's that good, he'd still make it. He'd still make it, and still have the impact that he did, because he was just an absolutely phenomenal footballer. It's
worth saying because I've seen a few examples recently of people trying to compare Trent to Gerrard, and I think that's sort of, you know, it doesn't need to be done, because I think Trent can you know, go on and be his own footballer. He doesn't have to be this sort of, oh, because I've come through the academy, because I'm from Liverpool, I have to go on and be the next Steven Gerrard. I think Trent's got, you know, all the skills.
What Trent needs to look at, and I'm sure he will, because he's very single-minded, what Trent needs to look at is in 20 years' time, kids in the academy are talking about being another Gerrard, they want to be talking about being the next Trent.
True.
And that's when you know you've left your footprint.
Yeah.
When people are talking about you, oh, he reminds me a little bit of Trent. I mean, personally, I think technically Trent isn't far off what Gerrard had, especially with that wand of right foot. I think if I was going to compare them at the same age, I think Gerrard had a little bit more explosiveness about him, but with that was a little bit of aggression that maybe didn't benefit him 90% of the, maybe 10% of the time, but 90% of the time that aggression helped. So it's kind of a balance. Like, you can't take it away when it's negative and then expect it to be there when it's working for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, Trent's got everything in his locker to become his own the next Trent.
And just on the Milner thing as well, I think I've said it on a few Talking Reds now, that one of the things I'd love to see in the future is Steven Gerrard managing Liverpool, obviously, but I think you could have James Milner in his backroom staff there. I wonder whether this further enforces it. Obviously, as you mentioned, we interviewed James Milner the other week, yourself was there as well, and did you get that sort of sense from him that he could go into a coaching role? Does he seem like that sort of person?
I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting, isn't it? He's certainly a deep thinker about it. It often surprises you, players who end up in management and those who don't. So I never would have thought Gerrard had gone into management. Everyone thought it'd be Jamie Carragher. I mean, if we're talking about comparing managers and stuff, I'd say Milner was maybe more similar that way in regard to Lampard. More cerebral than thinker about it. But then there's also the thing is, you talk about a generation of players who don't have to manage. Most of the managers up until 10 years ago had to manage because there was nothing else for them to do and they needed it, whereas players are set for life. I mean, you look at Jurgen Klopp now, he literally had to get a job when he retired from playing because he couldn't just. And, you know, we also know that James is a private person, he'll make his own decision. It wouldn't surprise me either way, but in a team with Gerrard, I don't know. Maybe it could be an Ayester and Rafa thing, I don't know, but I'd be surprised, especially when everyone's talking up the dream team with Javi coming back as well. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's the one for me. I just sort of had this midfield dream team in my head where, you know, almost going back to the best midfield in the world, but you're throwing James Milner in there instead and just having it on the sideline.
Mascherano doing the comms.
That would be mad, wouldn't it?
Be the angriest Coens in the world ever.
Well, me and Andy have had a nice little chat about the Milner Gerrard stuff there, and we'll throw you over to a little clip now from Bedding In, which is one of our sort of no agenda shows, one of the video shows that we do behind the paywall, and it's based in the Liverpool Gin Distillery on Castle Street. Just a few of the lads basically having a bit of a chat here, that is.
We're doing this before the Aston Villa game. One of the things that makes me think of, Gareth, is that they've won a European Cup and they've gone to absolute rubbish, and they've been promoted and relegated since winning the European Cup. But that never quite happened to us. But it happened to them, and it's happened to Forest.
And it could have happened to us, though, I think, is what's worth saying about that. Is, you know, there were some dark times there. Obviously, they want to revisit them too much, but, you know, the Hodgson days, relegation zone or thereabouts, you know, defeat at Everton and him talking about utopia and all the rest of it. And I don't think it was over the top at the time to say that we were on a huge downward spiral and it really could have been that bad. And I was revisiting some of the stuff that had been well read, just clearing some stuff out, and, you know, loads of contributions from loads of great people at the time. And people were genuinely worried. We were headed that way, you know, the likes of Leeds, Nottingham Forest for us, Aston Villa as well, as you mentioned. And now we're on the absolute crest of the wave, and we've gone the other way, and we're brilliant, and we've got a European Cup, and we're challenging for the league. And this is why I keep saying, and I almost saying it to the point where I think I'm boring people, but it's like, it is a great time to be at. It's a great time to be at, because those times were really grim. It was like mates were falling out, people were sparking each other on the cop. It was grim to be online, it was grim to be on forums, because everyone hated where we were.
Yeah, that was our Bedding In show. Thanks to Liverpool Gin Distillery on Castle Street, as always, for letting us film there. And if you want to see more of that kind of thing, you can download the Anfield app from the App Store, the Apple App Store, or the Android App Store, and you know, get access to all of that. And even if you're not a subscriber, you can download that for free. You get 250 free tokens to play around with and get used to some of them shows as well.
See, that's what sounds like when a professional does it.
I'll behave. Questions from yesterday's talking. As you know, we do this every day now. We ask you to put questions down in the comments, and we'll answer one of them in the next day's video. So the one from yesterday, Andy, is, do you think Keita will succeed at Liverpool? Now, I think this is dead interesting, because it's getting to that point in Naby Keita's career where I think some people are starting to probably lose patience, and I think we'd probably do well to remember, to be honest, that it's still very early in his Liverpool career for him.
I think it'll be fine. And I think you've got to take it into perspective in so much as that it's not like the midfield. I can understand that when you sign a player for a purpose and they don't fulfil that purpose, and the side is crying out for the player they thought they were getting. The fact of the matter is, Liverpool are top of the league. We've dropped 2 points all season. Who are we taking out of that midfield for him? Can you imagine he's on hard to nothing with this? And I feel a little bit for him. Imagine they took Van Alden out, or Henderson, or even Fabinho, stuck him in, and Liverpool got beat, and it could be through no fault of Keita that we got beat or we dropped 2 points. But you know who's going to be the lightning rod? Oh, well, look what they've done. The lads got, I mean, given Liverpool's transfer record and how much they've got right, and the fact that they've persevered with him and not tried to offload him, because Liverpool will offload someone if they don't fancy him, I think he'll be absolutely fine. I just think everyone needs to chill on that. I think the pressure doesn't do him any favours, and just let him play. I mean, bloody hell, I mean, I know it's been said before, he's taken a little bit longer to bed in, but how many players have not been written off but been questioned, only to prove their worth? I mean, Henderson's been here, you know, what is it, 5-6 seasons now?
Lovren, another one as well.
Lovren as well, and like, it's almost as if people are looking to pick holes. But top of the league, come on, lads, have a word.
That's the thing, isn't it? Is that, you know, I think when you are in such a good moment, there's likely to be this sort of, you know...
Why do people search for negativity?
Exactly, that's what I mean. And I think Keita's one of them who... And I think he's had good games at Liverpool. We've seen him play, you know, have a few good performances and show signs of what he is capable of, but he's obviously having a few injury issues and things like that at the moment. And I think it's just going to be one of them where it takes time. But one of the things I will say about that is that, you know, we've got the best manager possible for that, because one of the things Jurgen Klopp does, and I wrote about it for the Anfield app this week as well, is he loves to just be patient. Patience is literally one of the pillars of you know, what Jurgen Klopp's doing here at Liverpool, and I think he's...
Which is mad when you consider his perceived personality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know, he's going to be the man, if anyone, to give Keita that time to settle him, because he knows better than any of us how good he can be.
Yeah, no, 100%. I remember Henderson scored the other week, and within 3 minutes someone was giving him pelters again. It's unreal. Sorry, I'm on the Henderson high horse again now. But no, Naby Keita will be absolutely fine. Got no worries. And you know what? If it comes down and it doesn't work, we'll stick someone else in. But even if it comes to that, what's the point in not trying to get behind the lad?
We're top of the league as well, as Andy said. Top of the league.
Chill.
Top of the league, aren't we?
It's sound, isn't it? How many points? How many points by Josh?
8 points.
8 points. You know what I thought was mad? Everyone was going 9 points clear, 9 points clear.
I think it's because everyone's honestly gone like, oh yeah.
You can only see City. It's like tunnel vision, Man City. Yeah.
It's like City, the only competitors. Like no, Leicester and Chelsea are actually doing all right. To be fair to them. But yeah, that was the question from yesterday's Talking Reds. Leave one down in the comments, and we'll answer that tomorrow as well. And
ask one about Henderson.
Don't ask one about Henderson, because we're all being paid off by him, aren't we? So you can't ask that, because we're just going to say good things about him. Well, him too. brown envelopes AOTS, aren't they?
I was going to say something that absolutely would have got us shut down, but you know. Anyway.
Rather than getting us shut down.
Let's not mention any politicians.
Oh God.
Or councillors.
Well, it is the run-up to Christmas now, so make sure you go and get
brown envelope time.
Yeah, brown envelope time. Get your brown envelopes and put Anfield Wrap gift cards inside them. They're basically Anfield Wrap subscriptions. You can get 3, 6 or 12 months. So if you know a Red in your life who you think would be wanting to get onto the Anfield Wrap or just loves Liverpool, you know, buy one of them. £30 for the 3 months ones, £60 for the 6 months ones, and £120 for the 12 months ones. What a segue. The brown envelopes into the Christmas card.
I'm into it. I couldn't see it coming, but now it's there. I'm loving it.
Natural salesman.
There you go, see.
That has been all from today's Talking Reds anyway. Nice one for watching, nice one Andy as well. Up the Reds.